Small group leaders, welcome to week 7 of our time together in the book of Hebrews. We are going to be looking at what is the overarching theme, the overarching covenant in all of Scripture. And we know that as the Bible has unfolded, it has shown us that God is pleased to work through covenants. He made a covenant with Abraham. He made covenants even going all the way back to Adam. He made a covenant with Noah. He made covenant with Abraham. He made covenants with David. Then we know about the new covenant that he made in the book of Jeremiah. Then there's ultimately the covenant that was fulfilled in Jesus as he lived and walked among us. And Jesus he's the river that all these covenants were flowing into. All of them were pointing to him. And what we find in chapter 8 of the book of Hebrews that we'll be spending our time together with the people in our small groups is that God makes this claim. In verse 10, he says, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. That's the point of all of Scripture. God is pleased and seeks and longs to dwell with his people again. We saw that in the Garden of Eden, that God walked with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day. He had to banish them from the garden because of their sin. But everything that has been done since that moment is for Jesus to dwell with his people again, for God to dwell with his people again. And all of these covenants were a promise that that was going to happen. There was going to be a day that this was going to come true. And ultimately, we find that in Jesus in the book of John, when John chapter 1, verse 14 says that God became flesh and dwelt among us. The Message would say that Jesus put on a body and moved into the neighborhood. That to fulfill this covenant, what has been the desire of God the Father has been to dwell with his people again. And we see that in the book of Revelation, at the end of all things, in Revelation 21, that God is in the city with them. He is living amongst them. And we're told there is no need for a sun because the light of God lights up the city. That is luminary language from creation all the way back at the created order of all things, when God said to let there be light long before he even made a sun, that there was a light that emanates from the presence of God that is more powerful even than the sun, and we can have a hard time wrapping our mind around that. And so this covenant that is made by God and kept by God is kept in Jesus. He is the one who fulfilled both his side of the covenant from the Trinitarian side and our side of the covenant from the human side, in that he became the sacrifice and the one who offered the sacrifice. He became the one who pleased God by the way that he lived and his active obedience and his passive obedience for us. And so as you're walking into your group, as you're walking throughout this week, know that it is God's desire to dwell with you, and he does. He dwells with you in his heart, or rather in your heart, through faith in him. And so continue to do that. Keep fighting the good fight of longing to be with Jesus in every moment that you can. Knowing that it points to a day in which we will never have to know what that longing is, because it will be fulfilled, because he has come and he has redeemed and bought back his people. So enjoy week 7 together. It is a fun topic to talk about. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me, reach out to the discipleship director at your campus, reach out to the pastor at your campus. We would love to talk to you further about this. Enjoy week 7 of your time together.